All right, Wisconsin making the Big Ten proud, 65 to 41 against Virginia. They bounced back. Wisconsin had a tough game against Tennessee not too long ago. I don't know. Well, I shouldn't say I don't know. I don't think that people had super high expectations for Wisconsin after that. Not that they played bad, but they were just kind of like, oh, okay, maybe this team has taken a step back. But 24-point win over Virginia. That's a good win for them. So, Nick, what were some of your thoughts on this game?
I was surprised. Not gonna lie, I did not expect to see Wisconsin dominate the way they did. Virginia, and I think we all know they're notorious for having a strong D. It was a very, I think, good matchup, right? Like Wisconsin's very similar. They always play tough D. Probably not the most exciting game to watch. Wisconsin struggled against the Illini the last couple of years. The Badgers and Juwan, just for your Michigan fans out there, Juwan Howard's still winless against Brand Underwood. I'll put that out there for you guys. But yeah, I was surprised. I think it's good for the Big Ten. I want Wisconsin to be as ranked as high as possible for when we play them.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I was surprised, and I thought Stephen Crowl played really well.
Crowell's solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he dealt with some injuries last year and stuff, and that really limited him to what he could really be. So it's nice to see him out there playing more to his potential and who he truly is. Russ, what do you think of this one?
Yeah, like you all said, especially Nick, 24-point win over a team like Virginia is really like a 40-point win over anybody else. It's unheard of because Virginia plays so slow. It's so painful to watch. Yep. Like when you look at it, you're like, is that right? There's got to be a typo. There's no way they beat them by 24 points. But I mean, Wisconsin's, it's similar to Illinois. I would put them maybe a tier or two below Illinois, but they're very talented. They could compete with and maybe beat anybody on a given night. We've looked at some of those lists. We talked about the guard list a few weeks back, and you look at the bigs too. They've got with Crowl and Wall, they've got a couple of the best bigs in the Big Ten. With Hepburn and Esigian's obviously still battling, doing whatever he's doing with his injury. But their leading scorer is AJ Starr. A guy that maybe people didn't expect to make that big of a jump as what he has made. But they've got the talent. But they're already up and down, right? They've already lost to Tennessee. They lost at Providence, but then they go beat Virginia. So, can they get some consistency? That might be the key word tonight for some of these teams that we're going to talk about in the Big Ten is, you got to be consistent. The Big Ten has got talent. They've got talent. They can compete with darn near anybody on a given night, but, you've got to string together wins to get a good seed in the tournament and to get in the spot to make a big run and to, get some, honor back in the Big Ten name on the national stage. So,
yeah, I'm glad you brought up Storr. That was a name I was going to bring up as well, Russ. Yes, he's the leading scorer on the team right now. For him, I love his energy. I love how active he is off the ball. I love how active he is on defense. He reminds me of the guy you play at with the YMCA that like isn't very good, but he just runs more than everybody else. So eventually he gets open because everybody else is tired of guarding him.
Like a true Aaron Kraft fan right there. Yeah.
But I mean, listen, that's kind of what this Wisconsin team needs a little bit on offense sometimes. Sometimes they get a little stagnant. I don't know if, grade guard, what he's doing sometimes with this offense. I really question it. I know Wisconsin fans have as well, but when you have somebody who has that energy and who has that movement, it gets everything else moving as well because guys are like, oh, this guy's moving. I better get moving too. And I think it's something they missed last year. A player like that to be able to help them. So it's good to see him out there. And I think he played well in this one. Only played 21 minutes, but in those 21 minutes, he was effective. So, any more thoughts on that one before we move on, guys?
No, they got a good core. They're going to be tough.
Yep, they are. All right.